Day one, it all starts with God. For everything, absolutely everything, above and below, visible and invisible, everything got started in Him and finds its purpose in Him. Colossians 1:18. The main point to consider is that it is not about you. The purpose of your life is far greater than your own personal fulfillment, your peace of mind, or even your happiness. It's far greater than your family, your career, or even your wildest dreams and ambitions. If you want to know why you were placed on this planet, you must begin with God. You were born by His purpose and for His purpose. Now, this is a little hard to grasp sometimes. We do always start with ourselves when we talk about our path to happiness, our path to fulfillment. But according to this, it all starts for God. So, what does that mean? Focusing on ourselves will never reveal our life's purpose. So, and of course, obsession with self in these matters is a dead end. Attention to God leads us out into the open, into a spacious, free life. So a lot of self-help books, they approach the subject from a self-centered viewpoint. Self-help books, even Christian ones, usually offer the same predictable steps to finding your life's purpose. What are they? Consider your dreams, clarify your values, set some goals, figure what you're good at, aim high, go for it, be disciplined because you can achieve your goals, believe you can achieve your goals, involve others, and never give up. So, this is not a self help book. We are, of course, reading the Purpose Driven Life book. Well, as am I on here for. It's not about finding the right career, achieving your dreams, or planning your life. Actually, it will teach you how to do less in life as we go through this. So, how do you discover the purpose you were created for? You have only two options. Your first option is speculation, and this is what most people choose. They conjecture, they guess, they theorize. So, that is the first step. The other step is revelation. And that's where you turn to God and what He has revealed about life in His Word. The easiest way to discover the purpose of an invention is to ask the Creator. The same is true for discovering your life purpose. Ask God. So God is not just the starting point in your life, He is the source of it. To discover your true purpose in life, you must turn to God's Word, not the world's wisdom. So we're saying that you were made for God and you were made by God and for God. And until you understand it, life will not make any sense. So let's talk about 3 insights into your purpose. The first one, you discover your identity and purpose through a relationship with Jesus Christ. If you don't have a relationship, we will go into how to begin one. Number 2, God was thinking of you long before you thought about Him. His purpose for your life predates your conception. He planned it before you existed, without your input. And 3, the purpose of your life fits into a much larger cosmic purpose that God has designed for eternity. And that is what this book is about. So let's talk about some points to ponder. First, the main thing behind this first chapter, day 1, is it's not about you, me, or anybody else. The verse to remember from Colossians 1:16b is everything got started in Him and finds its purpose in Him. So let's talk about a question to ponder. In spite of all the advertising around me, how can you remind yourself that life is really about living for God and not yourself? And that can be easily directed by prayer. So you don't have to be eloquent. You do not have to be some really well schooled pastor. Prayer is simple. Even if you're angry at God, even if you want to throw your fist in the air, prayer is where it begins. And it doesn't matter what denomination you are. And your denomination may have you pray, like Catholics may pray to Mother Mary or a saint. Other religions will have you pray to Jesus. Other religions will have you pray directly to God, Yahweh, um, Allah, whoever. The main point to ponder is that you were made by God and for God. We exist. The point of our being was created long before we were ever born and without any input, like it says in the day one. So going backwards, let's look at this. For everything, absolutely everything, above and below, visible and invisible, everything got started in him and finds purpose in him. And this is really a deep, deep verse. We're talking not about just people, but animals, plants, the weather, the terrain, everything. And just like everything that started in him finds purpose in him, we also started in him, and we also can find purpose in him in inviting Christ into our lives. We can also pray, and it doesn't have to be, oh, I'm going to pray about this verse, I'm going to pray about that verse, I'm going to pray this eloquent prayer. You can just simply put your hands together, find a quiet place, whether you're kneeling, sitting in the car, sitting on a park bench, sitting in a chair in front of a camera. You can bow your head and really just speak out what is in your heart. It could be angry, it could be sad, it could be confused, it could be a great number of things. So, we also want to remember that focusing on ourselves does not reveal your life's purpose. We are very focused. We don't have, unless you've had a near death experience, you do not have any notion of what waits for us past death. You know, a lot of it depends on how you were brought up. I don't believe that there's any one way to believe. You know, I am a non denominational Christian myself. I keep my mind open because I am always learning something new. I always pray. And that is the biggest point to ponder. We do need to pray. And you don't have to sit there and pray 3 hours or 30 minutes. It could be a few minutes waiting on your child to get out of school. It could be a few minutes in your car waiting at a stoplight. It could be a few minutes right before you go to bed. It could be a few minutes doing your makeup and hair. You can, if you can go anywhere and say anything, you can pray anywhere and pray anything. Anyways, thank you so much. This is day one, and this is for October the 1st, and I will see you next week.